Hey everybody, how's it going? I want to talk to you about something that comes up a lot when I'm working with students, and it's actually something that um, I think we all need to know how to do, but is not really talked about too much, and that is what to do when you have a piece of music, whether it's for a song you want to learn, or if it's for jazz band at school, or even if you want to do some theater work, whatever it might be. I've got 5 pages for a song right here. And obviously, if I try to put these all up here, it can get a little bit cumbersome with how to flip them as I'm going through. So here is a little bit of a hack that has worked really well for me and I think could work well for you as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first 2 pages. Okay, so I've got page 1 and I've got page 2. And I'm just going to take these two and I'm going to turn them so that they're put together, but they're back to back. So here's page 1, I flip it around, and here's page 2. Now, sometimes you can use staples for stuff like this, but in this case, I'm out of staples. And also, if you have a piece of music for school or just a piece of music that you don't want to have to junk up, these guys are good too, just these little paperclip things. So to hold them together, I'm just gonna probably put one, I can put one at either end up here, but for now I only brought 3 with me. So I'm just gonna do one right there in the middle. Then I'm gonna take the same thing with pages 3 and 4. So page 3, page 4, take them back to back. And then that leaves me with just page 5. So now I've got 3 sheets of paper to work with instead of 5, right? So what will happen is as I'm playing the drums, and if I want to turn my page, what I would end up doing here is as I'm going through, I would kind of position my papers like this, and as I'm playing, I would be looking at my music, and then when I get around to the end of page 1 or when I'm ready to turn my page, I would just simply flip this page over, and then I've got page 2 right there ready to go, okay? Now when page 2 is finished, I have 2 things I could do. I could either take this paper and just completely throw it on the ground and slide this one over, so now I only have 2. Or if I'm comfortable with that first piece of paper hanging out, I can just leave it there, all right? But you can see this is a lot more of a clean look and much easier to manage. So let's get to the next thing though, and that is equally as important as how to position those really easy to use. And that is, how do you do it when you have to turn a page, okay? So if I'm playing a groove, if I'm on page 1, if I'm playing my song, okay, here's what I want to do, all right? I want to take my snare drum stick and I'm going to tuck it underneath my right armpit, okay? And then while I do that, I'm going to use my right hand to keep my groove going as I turn the page. So I'll just play something simple to demonstrate that. So I'm playing my groove. And then I'm over to page 2, okay? The reason why I want to do it that way is because I don't want the beat to stop. I want to keep the groove going. And if I do it like that, where I simply tuck this underneath here, nobody's really going to notice, because just for those 2 or 4 beats, they won't miss the hi-hat and the snare drum being connected together. Okay, so that's one thing you want to practice just to begin with. It doesn't take a really long time, but it does take a little bit of effort. So again, I'll do that one more time. Playing my groove. And then I'm back to playing, okay? So again, I go through the first 2 pages. If I want to, I can kick this guy off and just only have these 2 up, but it's just a really easy way to do things. Last but not least, this is something else to consider as well. When you're trying to get ready to turn your page, okay? If you look at the bottom of this page right here, the first page, it's got a little bit of a busier pattern going on, a little bit of a busier groove. That's probably not the spot where I want to turn my music, because if I have to play a drum fill or if I have to do something extra, I'm not going to be able to do that while I'm trying to turn the page. So the best spot for me to turn it would be for me to find a spot where the groove is more repetitive and I don't have to worry about playing something challenging at the same time. So for me, that would be somewhere maybe right up in here where the pattern is pretty steady. That gets me ready to go for the end of the page, and then I'm ready to turn. So, and as you become more familiar with your songs or your music that you're working with, you'll come to find where those spots are. And this is just something that we really all have to learn, because even if you never plan on being on Broadway or anything like that, even if you just want to learn how to play songs and not be interrupted while you're playing, this is a skill you want to learn. So I hope this helped, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.